Oh! Yo guys, what's up? It's Specimen. Today we have Immunity SCHIRRU. I got this to 2.6 on Pro Ladder last season, securing the top 64, so that's pretty cool. But we've had to change the deck a little bit because Novigrad Injustice has been nerfed. However, Madoc has also become a lot better. And the reason for that is a lot of the bombs have been shown a bit of love. For example, this Red Haze card was 5 provisions, it's now 4. This Dimitrum bomb is a nutty card. It dealt 3 damage, now it dealt 4. This is probably the best bomb in the game apart from making a bomb. Like, it's just crazy how good this card is for 4 provisions, 4 removal as a bomb. Mentally good card. Like, I think Madoc is super meta right now. Like, I would not be surprised if Madoc is thrown into all sorts of different decks now these 4 provision cards exist. Also, Dancing Star got made 4 provisions as well, and with this particular ability, this card makes a lot of sense. Obviously, people row stack against Madoc as well. So yeah, obviously the game plan with the deck is you stay uninteractive, you play lots of immunity cards. So if we just take a quick look at what our immunity cards are, well, we have the Saber-Tooth Tiger, we have the Synthesis, and we have the Mahakam Horn. Now, a lot of people are like, Speci, you're memeing with Horn, right? No, mate. This is the money card. It is 8 points of immunity. So, especially when combined with your Sentinels, you have all sorts of bodies to get this Horn value. It's a really nice proactive option, and this deck really struggles for proactivity. So having this card like Dragon, Tiger, and Horn is really good. If your opponent starts just discarding cards like they might try and do against this deck, you really just end up punishing them. And because your elite ability spawns Sentinel when you get 2 from your deck, it means you've got at least 3 bodies. Your Tiger and Dragon can also be bodies to help your Horn out. So it definitely can be a bit of a sticky one, but it's just a banger. Obviously, you've then got this big fat gourd to finish on your opponent, which means if you have last say, you're looking very strong. SCHIRRU is the addition that I made towards the end of the season because it just helps against all the decks that go really wide. Lippy decks, things like that, elves as well, can do really well against Precision Strike because obviously you're just a control-orientated deck. But when you've got a big fat SCHIRRU, it just changes the game completely, and it means you really fancy yourself in a long round 3 as well. So if you win round 1, you've got last say with Gord, and you get good SCHIRRU value, you're laughing. And we use Isengrim's Council as just a way of tutoring SCHIRRU. He's going to be the only elf in the deck, so we guarantee him coming in at 5 points. You can of course use a leader charge on your own SCHIRRU to put him down at 4, and things like that. SCHIRRU really good against SK, really good against NR, just a bad man card, to be honest. And he's got sort of like a unit that's not a unit as well, so he plays into the theme of the deck of having uninteractive points. So obviously no Justice, so we're going to have to change the list a little bit, but no surprises to see a Neuromancy, Heatwave, and Curse of Corruption all find their way into this deck. Also, you might think that we're going to be playing a Geralt Professional. For me personally, I've never enjoyed playing Geralt Professional and SCHIRRU in the same deck because they sort of compete for leader charges. So I've not got Geralt Professional. I wasn't using him last season. I sort of accepted that I was going to lose to Vine 99% of the time. I don't think you need him. However, I wasn't playing Forest Protector last season and Rebukes. But now that we don't have to run these 5 provision bombs, we can run 4 provisions. And now there's no Justice. Having the Forest Protector in the deck is a really nice tempo option for us. One thing Justice did fantastically was it just gave you 13 points in one go. Forest Protector is going to be 12 points if you find a 5 strength target to Rebuke. So Forest Protector sort of fills that gap. Obviously, Justice was proactive, but equally, this deck used to brick an awful lot with Volunteers, with Madoc, with Sentinels. So at least we're not going to be bricking quite as commonly. We are still, however, using a couple of Pyrotechs. This card is just a banger card. It's a proactive damage card, which fits perfectly into this deck when you've got a lack of proactive options. If you don't want to use a Tiger, you don't want to use your Dragon or whatever, you don't want to use your Horn, the Pyrotech is just the perfect option in round 1 if you're just trying to cruise through the round. We're also using the SCHIRRU because it's an absolute nutty card. Really good in these sort of control type decks. Just to mess with your opponent. And these last 2 slots are kind of interesting. Previously, obviously they need to be units. There's like no good 6 provision cards in Squirtle, so you're like, nah, I've just got to go for like a 7. And you might play like a Dunker or like a Triumph or something a little bit meh, right? However, there is now some banging 6 provision cards because we've got access to Dorgray, Kiran, and also Moran. You also might not have noticed, but there was also some nice buffs to Xavier Lemmings. He's kind of like a squirrel on steroids. I think SCHIRRU is just better than this card though, apart from certain metas. And there's also a lovely buff to Nivellen. This card is just 6 provisions. So I'm definitely going to be trying some siege with this geezer quite soon, I think. So Nivellen's kind of a cool card. Kiran is a really nice card as well because that you can move a card to the row Maddox on, so you can get some Cataclysm value. I've gone for Moran though because Kiran is an elf, so it messes up our Isengrim's Council onto SCHIRRU. And Moran also has the nice ability where, let's say we've got Tiger down on the board, we can just use the 2 damage to finish off certain cards rather than using like a bomb and dealing 4. We could just do 2 with Moran to keep the board clean, which means Sabertooth Tiger is going to continue to do 2 damage. And of course, what deck is not complete without the main man? The MV Pella makes his return. The reason we've gone for the Pella is because we've lost out on these Moondust cards, so we don't have a way of getting through Defender. So having this this Pella to get through Defender means we can save our Curse of Corruption, our Heatwave, for other more important targets such as Colgrim and Mentors and all that kind of nonsense. So I reckon this deck is pretty much bang on tier 1. I think it's going to be super popular this season. I can only apologise when you're raging playing against it because it is quite oppressive. It doesn't really interact with your opponent much. I will also say the coin flip difference on this deck is pretty phenomenal. So much better going second, particularly without Justice. And we're in a precision strike mirror match. Let's see what our opponent is playing. Do they have a SCHIRRU? Probably. Now, I will throw it out there. This matchup is absolutely disgraceful for whoever goes first. It's a bit of a disaster. Because you want to win the round, because that means that you get your gourd unanswered, right? Because both decks play lots of tool punish. And also, going first is just really bad, because like they're just going to play damage cards, and I'm going to be a little bit, you know, screwed. But simple mulligans. Nice and clean. A lot of the time I was bricking with this deck previously. So I've got a couple of options. Option uno is go for a Pyrotech. Option doce is go for the Horn. Option trece is go for like a flipping Sabertooth or something. Is this pre-recorded or is it recorded now? Good question. So, I mean, I feel like the Horn is probably fine, honestly. What the Horn kind of does is... puts the onus on our opponent to make the next play in it. So this is just what the Horn does. And obviously our opponent's a bit nervous. Like, oh, this guy's a Gwent partner, bruh. That's kind of crazy, yo. And I'm like, yeah, what can I say, you know? Man gets gals. So, but Micro, thank you so much for the sub. So they go for the Tiger. We're just going to respond with a nice and simple wave of the heat. Yeet! Yeet! We've got the Yennefer's coin over here as well, I believe. And that's our opponent. I don't think we unlocked that yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Thanks for the sub, Minecraft. I appreciate it. In comes the Pyrotech. So we sort of, you know, flipped the onus and put it on them. We can just go for our own Pyrotech first, I think. Rather than like damaging this card, it's kind of nice to go for the Pyrotech first. This Horn is honestly doing a great job. We also, to be fair, could have gone for our own Tiger. Rather than going for the Heat Wave as well, we could have just taken our own Tiger. Tried to get through the round, but I'm also kind of a little bit tempted to go Dragon in the end because it can't get Heat Wave, but it can get Curse of Corruption, I guess. So we'll see. The other good thing about Horn is obviously they can only Heat Wave 1 artifact, so they can't Heat Wave both Tiger and Horn. So it does do a job. It's usually better going second though, but... Okay, so they do just take the Pyro on ours, and they actually have Justice. In my opinion, is super trolling. Like, I don't think this card is particularly playable anymore. But that's just one man's opinion. We're just going to high roll this Pyrotech. We're definitely not going to hit the Cleaver's Muscle. There is an argument to go for the Pella to make sure, but we're just skilled. We're just not going to do it. Alright. So let's just go for a Demetrium Bomb, I guess. I guess we could also just go Making a Bomb. Again, we just want to win this round, so we're not going to flip this stratagem right into the end. The reason I just went for the Making a Bomb, to be honest, is because, like, we only need to do 2 damage to this anyway, right? Now, obviously, they might have Northern Wind still. Northern Wind would be very relevant in the mirror. I mean, this bleed is a bit sad, because I could have gone for the SCHIRRUs here, right? This could have been a pretty nice SCHIRRU. Try and win the round. Let's just take the... Do we want to take Pella? I mean, we could just rebuke this, to be fair. I know it seems like we've wasted a lot of points, but kind of fine. Maybe I should have just rebuked and leader charged it last turn. Probably trolled a bit. Council comes in, so they do have a SCHIRRU of their own. I mean, we can just SCHIRRU their 4s here, right? Seems like a weird play. So obviously I played quite a lot of SCHIRRU last season, so quite a high rank. It wouldn't surprise me to see more people starting to play it. We'll take our own SCHIRRU. We do need to actually flip the magic lamp here as well. Unfortunately. Otherwise, we wouldn't have enough if they pass. Take the Pella. Cunning play. Thanks, Yen. Means a lot, mate. But again, matchup's kind of cursed for whoever's going second. Whoever's going first. And the fact they actually fit Justice in is pretty outrageous. There's no way it's correct, in my opinion. Way too risky. I guess I could have tried to brick the Justice. Like, if we answered this Pyrotech, they were just screwed, right? They had so many cards they couldn't do anything with. Unfortunately, our Madoc has spawned in the wrong row here. But we're just going to go for the Pyrotech next. Oh, we actually get the pass. Wow. Okay. They must have had a bricked hand, and I guess they've got like Sentinel in their hand, maybe even a Madoc. So, I mean, I think we should just win this. I'm pretty sure Last Say just wins this. Obviously, they've got a couple leader charges over us, but we got Dragon from them as well, so seems good. Let's lose the Pyrotech here. And I mean, it's an uninteractive hand, which is all we really need. Obviously, like, there's a few cards we are chasing, so maybe we could just lose one of these D-bombs just to try and find, like, Dragon, for example. Dragon can also just get Curse of Corruption. They seem... Oh! Oh! They just risk the whole game on the 40% chance. They just risk the game on the 40% chance, and they just win now. Oh no. We just got completely dominated. That's what's just happened there, guys. Oh, I'm not even mad. I just bricked my Sentinels as well. I'm just not even mad, guys. Oh dear. They just risked the whole game on the 40%. It's probably the correct line, honestly. Dear, oh dear. I think this game's kind of over, right? We're just going to get Curse of Corruption as well now. Jeez. I mean, they win the game off this play, right? They just win. Which is kind of tragic, really, when you think about it. It is kind of tragic. So this is like the original net deck from last season when someone was playing SCHIRRU. I think Bart was playing some SCHIRRUs. But we're just going to lose now, right? I mean, to be fair, they might not have... They probably have Geralt Pro. Like... Yeah, I mean, they're playing last season's deck, which obviously has cucked me pretty hard here. What can you do, man? Like, I do want to make it clear, my deck is better, alright? Maybe it's not in the mirror. And I was going second, so it should be cursed. And let's not forget, they also just, like, took a 50-50, basically, to win this game. So... I mean, obviously, I'm just having a stinker, right? It's just over for me. We're just losing. Like, last say is super important. I said that. I was like, round 1 wins the game, but it's not necessarily true if, yeah. And whatever. I guess we go for this. It kind of doesn't make any sense, but we're just losing, right? Bricked, bricked, bricked. Last Say, of course, wins this matchup. I mean, I'm kind of triggered, honestly, by this. Just losing the game for no reason. But, sure. They found the line, I guess. Cintrian Lion, he's back, guys. I mean, we'll GG it, sure. And finish, like, 8th in the world. Yeah, obviously, lost on a 60%. Right, we'll see how we do against Lockdown. No GG for me either. After I called him a clown in Paya's stream the other day. Why did he get banned? Because he was abusing the commando glitch at the start of last season. I mean, I guess his account was banned because he was still playing on a different account. But I'm not sure. Anyway, SCHIRRU can go. Hella's good. Gord can definitely go. And the Sentinel's actually good in round 1 against Lockdown. Just a solid enough card. Obviously, we've got a little bit of proactivity. I've only got 1 bomb. I've got 1 rebuke I'd like to keep. Maybe we just lose the Pyrotech. Pyrotech's kind of good. Could just lose the Dancing Star, honestly. Ends the Matic, though. GG Sinchun. I like your play, sir. Going on the YouTube video. It was quite something, wasn't it? Was quite something. You found the line, mate. You found the line. So hopefully we Pyrotech the Cynthia, and then we can call in our Sentinels. We could also just D-bomb this, though, and then we could line up a Dancing Star. Yeah, just believe, mate. Just believe in yourself, lad. Obviously, that we're against Cloggers. Maybe it could have been more of an interest to just lead it in with Dragon, down interactive, rather than getting clogged. But, I mean, what can you do, mate? I've made my bed at this point, innit? But hopefully we get out here. Seems kind of unlikely. Why did I not go for a lock? Hello? I've got a lock in this deck now. I just need to slow down a bit. It's all good. I'm getting distracted on this one. We'll just hold the L. Had a massive stinker here not taking the Moran, but we should honestly be fine and get out of this round still. I just trolled super hard. Definitely a big troll from myself, just wasting 4 points. Okay, so they've actually clogged us with a couple of these now, so... Oh, they haven't. RIP! Scratch that then. I've just played this game really badly, unfortunately. Should have actually focused up. Obviously, man's recording for a YouTube video, so I do place the blame on that fully. And I'm a bit rattled from the last game as well. A little bit rattled. So this is where normally we could go for a SCHIRRU, right? But of course, with no leader, it's not an option. We just don't hit the hefty hell because we're good at the game now. But, I mean, this game's just a write-off. I've just kind of thrown this game pretty heavily, unfortunately. Feels like it's over already. Like, I just have many plays. Dragon first. Could have gone for the Moran. Yeah, I mean, I think I should just forfeit, honestly. This matchup's really favoured for us as well. I just trolled really hard. Never mind. We'll see if we can bring it back. Like, the lock helps this as well in the Helge. Having a lock is quite an interesting idea. Obviously, getting clogged for no reason doesn't help either. So, I mean, I've got 1 tool punish. I mulligan my Pella for some reason in the opening round. Scuffed video, unfortunately. Obviously, if they pass, there's no way I've got enough to do it in 1 here. Infiltrator, that's a new one in this deck. Go for the old Madoc. Yeah, we should be super favoured in this. All I needed to do was start with Dragon. I was playing it as if it was a normal lockdown deck, which of course with the Mentor getting this random buff, pretty safe to assume on day 1 it's going to be a Nova pile. So we always find the Sentinel off this. Just Shirusa. Be an alchemist. If they can high roll something from us. Hopefully not. Oh, they get the horn. That's pretty long, isn't it? That's a bit rude. Actual horn stealer. Okay. Not looking too hot. Colgrim Mentors obviously going to clean up pretty significantly here. Jeez.
Strike first and strike hard.
Well, we lost. Probably true. I trolled really hard. It's fine. Lockdown is the only... Yeah, well, it's kind of not true because it also makes sense to just, like, cram in, like, a million witches. Because Double Cross doesn't really care about synergy either, right? Basically, Nilfgaard's leaders are kind of weird because you can either go... I don't really care about my leader, but I don't need provisions. Or, I really care about my leader. I don't care about my leader, but I just want loads of provisions. And that deck kind of wants loads of provisions because being able to fit a Heat Wave and a Coup in is pretty huge. Like, those two cards are just nutty good. Dragon coming in clutch. This is also where Horn shows that it's just really important for this deck. Now you don't have Justice, like the proactivity is lacking. It's only your Pyrotechs and your immune cards that are proactive, which is severely lacking, to be honest. Like, people discarding it against this deck is a lot better now that Justice doesn't exist. Heatwave and NG, but yeah, in a mid-rangey deck, like a Witcher a Witcher NG deck is, like, a Heatwave is just a good card to have. You just wouldn't play Heatwave because you play Ball normally, but in a deck that's mid-rangey, Heatwave is just a really important card because scenarios are pretty flipping good. Why flip the stratagem? That is a really good question. Great start to this stream. Jeez, what a stinker. This was trolling so hard. Yeah, true. What a stinker beginning to the game. Flipping the stratagem for no reason. Yeah, this was me trolling. This was a really bad play. Oh, guys. Look at this Dimitri bomb value. Giving Veil to units. Not a bad thing after all, huh? It's good on the old hammer. My man just tried to give it flipping vitality, but it's got Veil. Oh no, guys. Oh dear. Making a bomb, not looking too hot here though, it has to be said. This is like the only thing that's good to give Veil to though, honestly. This is just an easy leader charge protector, right? And this is what basically why you would play Forest Protector, right? You get like the 5 damage, which is really good when lots of your cards are 4. And it obviously just replaces Justice as that tempo play. It's 1 point less than Justice, but removal. Obviously just more conditional. Can you not? If this landed in the front row, this would have been a much bigger play. But fortunately, they've already played double Caress. They could go Forest Protects Caress, but it's a pretty weak play. I think I'm happy with the pass, honestly. These two cards not really doing much for us for 5 and 6 provisions. You would hope for more at the moment. I mean, we'd like Last Say and win the round, but I don't really see us winning the round here. I basically just see us burning some half-decent cards. And maybe even losing on even if we're not careful, right? We're only a couple of points ahead. I just trolled, honestly, with my opening play. Just gave our opponent, like, so much extra value. Play would have worked yesterday. That's also true, yeah. Yesterday, if it had vitality, you could give it more vitality. Whereas now you can't. If something was veiled, you could still give it vitality. So, probably lose the Pella. Obviously, we've got the Nero. Decent. That seems fine. I don't want to hit SCHIRRU or Sentinels. So we can either go, we could maybe go Squirrel here. We could also go for a bomb. Then again, this Squirrel is just not a card I want in my next hand.
A superb specimen. Truly.
Thanks for follows. Appreciate it. Right and sunny. So we want to find Council. I've got Council. We want to find Gord. Horn. Don't want to risk it though. Like we could just not play Gord, right? And just say that it's going to get tool punished, but yeah, it's going to get tool punished probably. We're probably also just going to get heat waved though. I just don't want to hit Sentinels. I guess hitting Sentinels isn't that bad though, because we could use the Sod it. Let's risk it. Then again, like Pyrotech is one of my few proactive options, so I don't want to mulligan Pyrotech. I don't really want to mulligan a bomb, and I don't really want to. I think I just keep this hand, honestly. It's serviceable. I could definitely just see us taking this Horn instead of Gord, though, honestly, because they played Triss, so it's very likely that they have a tool punish in their deck. Squirrel on Maddock feels bad, man. This is an example of where the 2 damage could come in useful. Seeing as they still have Forest Protect, I think I'm just going to take it, honestly. Just take the 2 damage. Because I don't really want to use a 4 damage card to do that, right? Although then again, if they play a special card, this making a bomb can get bricked super easily. Shame she's not a Treant, so she would get a rebuke buff. That would be nice. Let me just take the making bomb hit. Beautiful. Tiger just doing his job. Being a nuisance. Tiger's just playing for so many points at the moment. Just cleaning up, mate. We could take the rebuke here. I think it's good too. I'm definitely be playing some Yen today, guys, for sure. It's going to be a really fun stream. I'm looking forward to it. So let's just get the Pyro down now. This is where Dancing Star could come in really clutch, like when this sort of situation happens, right? They can play another card next to it and you're like, yep, never mind. I'll just Dancing Star you, son. We also don't have to go for SCHIRRU, right? There's the option of going for Pyrotech or Gord, maybe 50-50. I think the thing with the Nilfgaard deck is, yeah, sure. I'm doing a video of them. Guys, so basically, like, Yennefer is my old school favorite, right? Like, I used to just love... Oh, nice. Nice spawn here. I think I'm just going to play the Horn, truth be told. I think it's worth the leader charge here, too. And I'm just going to try and find Gord off this. So I used to use Yen as my avatar all the time. Back in Deer. Now obviously I've got a very reactive hand, but fortunately I'm low to the floor as well. Just to show my Tiger's going to be sort of cancelling a lot of the value I get on these cards.
No mercy!
Ember, wind, blow out the flame.
So
A superb
in
specimen.
theory, we should go for this first, because we could find Pyro. And we do, fortunately. That's pretty disappointing. That is pretty disappointing, if I'm honest. Actual Justice player. This isn't going to work very well for them. Let's just take a Pyro, sure. What are they going to give the Vitality? Probably just one of the 4s, right? Okay, they just give us a Heatwave target. Seems good. Hopefully we hit the Pyro. Boo. That felt good. That felt good. Smooth. I like the fact we can play these locks at 6 provisions now. I think it's super cool. Squirtle having 2 options is nice as well, because Kiran is really good, but like Morin's not bad at all. Nice. Nice start to the season. Alright guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more of this deck, let me know. Take care. Hope you enjoy the video. Much love. Adios.